Hello, guys. This is Mark Saint for Brazil Unsubtitled, your channel to get to know all you ever wanted to know about Brazil, but in English. One of the biggest pleasures of having this channel is to be able to make friends with people all over the world, people who are interested in Brazil, and people who find on the channel an open door to be able to access Brazil in their mother tongue. So, one of these wonderful surprises has been Toni Moreno. He's from England, he lives in Manchester, and he loves Brazil. So, with you, the interview I have had with him on podcast and also YouTube after the intro. I also want to thank BU Store for the t-shirts we've been wearing here in the show, in the videos. And if you want to get one of them, just access the Instagram account, which is right here. You're not going to regret it. Toni, thank you very
Mark,
much for being here. First of all, I have to say what a pleasure it is to have you here. What a pleasure it is to have met you. And I put flying quotations because that's the new world. We haven't met in person, but we hit it off immediately. This is
yeah,
really cool.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Mark, I have to say, the pleasure is all mine. Um, it's been amazing to have found your channel. It makes me um, appreciate the work you do. The content is very entertaining and it's
Thank
very
you so much,
informative.
man.
So for that reason alone, I had to make contact with you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
so
been
much.
great.
For my surprise, guys, this nice fellow, look at his wall. He's a Flamenguista. First of all, man, just to put the picture in the right track, put the people in the right track,
Yeah.
talk to us about who you are, please.
Okay. Well, Uh, as you know, I'm Tony. I live in Manchester in England, um, but my accent is from Scotland. So I was born in Scotland,
Wow, interesting.
but I lived in a beautiful city called the capital of Scotland called Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible,
Mm-hmm.
really good place to live. The people are so friendly. Um, After I completed my studies, I went to work in the Canary Islands in Spain, and I learned to speak Spanish there. I've always had an interest in languages,
Interesting.
um, but before that, I always loved football,
Mm-hmm.
and my life has always revolved around football.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Let me just ask you something. You said you were born in Scotland, which is
Hmm?
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So your English is not exactly the Scottish one, because I believe there are regions in Scotland that the words sound completely different from what the things that I have been hearing from you, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. And there's some people in Scotland that I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
because the accent is
Really
completely
strong,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very strong. So
Uh-huh.
I guess you could say that my accent has because
It's a
I've
mix, right?
worked with a lot of
Uh,
people, so it's kind of reduced.
okay.
But if I still speak to some friends back in Scotland, then the accent will come back sometimes with
Mm-hmm.
certain words, certain
Okay.
phrases. Yeah. So,
And
uh,
another detail, how long were you when you went to Manchester?
well, I came to Manchester only
Uh,
for work.
okay.
Um, the company I worked
So you were
for,
a grown up already.
yeah, yeah, I was grown up already. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
And how
yeah.
old
So
were you when you left to Scotland?
uh, 23. Yeah, I was 23
Okay,
years old.
okay.
Yeah.
And then
And
the idea of working in Manchester was just because of the job.
purely for the job.
Uh-huh.
So the company I worked for, obviously,
Mm,
I worked overseas, but I wanted to transfer to
mm,
the UK offices here in England,
okay.
and they had an office here in Manchester. So
What do you do, by the way? I forgot to ask you.
So I work in security, um, but I'm trying to change my field into cybersecurity, and that's what I'm studying right now.
Do you
Cybersecurity.
have any prior experience with computing, with programming and stuff?
Um, I can build a computer.
Mm.
I can work with the computer networks. Arrange the switches, the routers, etc.
Mm.
So, but cybersecurity is such a big area
Yes, it
that
is. I believe.
you can be good in one thing, but you might not be good in another area of the subject of
Mm.
cybersecurity. So, yeah, it's
Actually,
interesting.
computers are like this, right, Tony? When you say
Yeah,
I work with computers, in the past it was fashionable to say that. Oh, I work with computers.
sure.
What
It's not
exactly?
exciting.
What exactly do you mean? Because we have hardware, software, you name
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Programming, you have 10 kinds of languages, different
of
languages
course.
that
Yeah,
you can work with.
yeah,
So now you
yeah. That's
are
right.
you are studying at university.
Yeah, I study part time. So when I finish my day job,
Hmm.
I come home and I
Hmm.
sit and study
Okay.
for the evening. So I have very little family time at the moment, and also, but I always make time to watch Brazilian football.
Are
Yeah,
you a father?
yeah. I have one son. He's
Mm,
going to be 14 next week,
very
and
nice.
he also has the Brazil shirts. He has no choice.
Well, now I want to really get to this subject because
Okay.
when I received Tony's messages, guys, on Instagram, right? He sent me a direct message, and I clicked on his profile. I said, "Let me try to understand this." He's from Manchester. He's a Flamenguista. He has a channel dedicated to spread out his passion to Flamengo, Clube de Regatas Flamengo. If you guys are unaware, the biggest team in Brazil
Mm.
from Rio.
Yeah.
It's the biggest team in Rio and the biggest team in Brazil, right? So when I
Right.
saw his profile and I said, wow, let me check this. And then I went to his channel on YouTube. I said, I need to subscribe because he was making reviews of Brazilian games and he talked with so much passion and he rooted for the seleção, for the Brazilian squad.
Oh, yeah. Como vai? Bem-vindo ao meu canal. Hoje temos o Brasil contra Peru na final da Copa América. I love that everyone keeps singing the full national anthem. 10 minutes in, good turn by Gabriel Jesus, crosses it, Everton goal! Goal! Everton scores! Arthur through to Gabriel Jesus, he shoots, goal! What a goal! Brazil 2, Peru 1. What a goal by Gabriel Jesus. Richarlison. Goal! Hey, campeão! Hey, campeão! Goal!
Tell us
Okay.
about this passion, please.
Oh, wow. It started young, so I always used to play football when I was younger. And I remember when I was 7 years old, I saw some Brazilian football highlights on the TV. And in those days, so we're talking 1977.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. So here in England and in
You're
Scotland,
young, man. Don't worry about that. You're
I
still
still feel
young.
21. But so you didn't have much football, and to see Brazilian football, it was a special occasion.
Yes, it was, I
So
believe.
yeah, it
World
was a
Cups, for example, right?
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the build up to the World Cup in Argentina,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw Pelé, Jairzinho, Tostão, Gerson.
Mm-hmm.
I saw all those goals in the final against Italy from 1970, and I was like, wow, this is much more beautiful than the football we see here in Scotland. But for anyone from Scotland listening, I love Scottish football. Okay, but the Brazilian
He's not a
football for me.
traitor, guys. It's just
Oh yeah,
just
exactly.
I think the human heart has a space for love
Yeah,
of different kinds. So relax.
definitely.
But let
Uh,
me ask you, you are much more well versed than I am in soccer. But Pelé was playing in '78 in the World Cup,
um.
or he
Oh
stopped
no,
in
it was.
'70.
Well, no, he was still playing, but I think he was playing in the United States of America.
Cosmos,
Uh,
New York.
yeah, for New York
Okay.
Cosmos.
Yes.
I'm I'm sure also that he played a game for Flamengo in 1981. Maybe, or was it 1970? It was in the late 70s, early
It was
80s
something
that.
fast, I believe, a fast passage on the club.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. But yeah, it just, I saw some small highlights. It must have been about 10, 15 minutes
mhm.
of Brazilian football, and I was, wow, this is incredible. So then I used to play with my friends football in the field, and I would try and score the goals like Pelé, like Jairzinho scored, and I would just, the passion started from there, and
Mm,
because I was talking about it all the time and watching the goals again and again,
mhm.
my family decided to buy me a Brazil football shirt because it's all I wanted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
I was 7, so I actually have it here. So
Show us, please.
this is my first Brazil shirt
My
when
goodness.
I was 7 years old.
How can you still conservate the t-shirt like this, man?
Well,
It looks
because,
really like looks new for me.
well, if you, I mean, you can't see it, but there's a hole there where I fell off
Uh-huh.
my bike,
Okay.
and I made a hole in the shirt, which I was very disappointed with. But um, all my Brazil shirts,
Do you have a
I've always looked
collection?
up. Yeah, I have a collection of all the of all the shirts for the Seleção.
Even the
Uh,
new one you've got there.
yeah, I have the latest
Wow.
one. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. All the rest are in a suitcase. They're all
Okay.
folded up and they keep safe, because if I have all them in my wardrobe, I'll have no room for other clothes.
Wow, 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 wow. I have just this one, man. Congratulations. This
Yeah.
is definitely what I call a passion.
Oh, definitely,
That's
definitely.
fantastic.
So it was very difficult to get this shirt, especially. So to buy this shirt,
Mm-hmm.
I used to read a soccer magazine,
Okay.
and because the shops didn't sell
Mm-hmm.
many Brazilian shirts, and they didn't have this make, because the selling style went from Adidas
Yes.
to Topper,
Yes.
and I couldn't buy it anywhere, but I had to have it. So there was a Brazilian living in London who had a small advert in this soccer magazine,
Mm-hmm.
um, offering to sell the shirts
Mm-hmm.
to any Brazilian fans. So I had to make contact with him, and sent him the money.
Smart
And
guy, no?
oh
The
yeah,
guy
very
the
smart
guy
guy.
found a business opportunity to to
Definitely.
to
And
bring joy to his clients, and
yeah,
he just got it.
I was so happy. I was so happy because, as
Uh-huh.
well, he was able to supply the shorts as well,
Mm-hmm.
like the full kit. So I think because I was so young, I had to have everything.
So your passion started from there, and then you followed, or you tried at least to follow everything that was related to the Brazilian squad, right?
Yeah,
To the
yeah.
Brazilian soccer team. And how did that change you as a person?
It introduced me to Brazil, the country.
Hmm.
Um, so as the years progressed, I would actively hunt for more Brazilian football,
Hmm.
anything to do with Brazil, anything in the in magazines, anything in the newspapers,
Hmm.
anything I could find. If there was a T-shirt that said Brazil, I'd have to have it. So
Is it
anything,
still like that
not just
today?
about football. Say if it was a T-shirt with the statue of Christ, you know the Corcovado. If it had that on it, I'd have to have it.
Is it still like that today?
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
So
Anything about
I
anything about Brazil. So
I have a
anything
good
about
store to recommend to you after this video.
perfect, perfect, perfect.
But okay,
Well,
I'm curious about a detail, Tony.
okay.
All right, so you're from Scotland. You see this golden jersey on your screen, and the guy's running and kicking the ball and treating the ball like no one else. And here is me praising my country soccer. But you probably do you remember the first feeling? You were probably flabbergasted by what you saw. Do you remember like who are these guys? What country is this? What were the questions that you had? Because probably Brazil was not so popular in Scotland then. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Like,
I
did you know where Brazil was before the
oh
soccer?
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, I knew about Brazil. I mean, we covered. Um, well, actually, no.
mm,
When I first saw the very first time that I saw Brazil on the television,
mm,
I was amazed um, at the skill, the way the players controlled the ball, and as I said before, I hadn't
the
seen
pass,
anything
right?
like that in Scotland as I was
Mm,
growing up. So I wanted to do the same because I thought that's incredible how
mm,
they can control the ball as it comes from the air with just one touch. In Scotland, the players were they it was just different to watch.
mm,
Um, so it was from then that I wanted to know more about Brazil.
mm.
I started researching. Okay, so Brazil is in South America. The capital is Brasilia.
Mm. Not real, as a lot
Not
of people
Rio,
might think.
not Rio. Yeah, and yeah, I know. And I wanted
And
to
they
know
don't
more about.
speak Spanish.
What?
I know. It is very annoying, but
Uh,
I can understand from the Brazilian people's point of view. But I just wanted to know more, so I became interested. I wanted to know more about the music.
mhm.
Um, oh, I love samba music. Um,
Samba
Samba's
was
great.
the first music style you had contact with.
Samba was the first style I had contact with, and I remember a song. So um, it was called Jingo. Now I'm trying to remember the name of the artist.
Jingle was what the song.
It was the name of the song, yeah,
Okay.
but I forget the name of the artist. But
Hmm.
then, as I became more interested in the music, again, I was finding it difficult to listen to music from Brazil because many shops didn't stock the music.
Yeah.
You know, in those days it was records.
It's really selected, no, because it's a foreign
Yeah, so
language, a country that is in South America. It doesn't tend to be so popular everywhere, you know. So.
yeah, yeah. So I started. So not just the music. I
Hmm.
started going to the bookshops, having a
Hmm.
look at the travel books, reading about Brazil, trying to learn more about the country,
Hmm.
and then I thought, I need to learn Portuguese.
Oh my goodness.
But
That's fantastic.
but but I didn't. I bought some books
Hmm.
in as a teenager, but for some reason I didn't continue with the language, and then I moved to, obviously we've discussed that I went to live and work in Spain, so my focus was on Spanish then.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty
so
natural, right? That was
yeah,
the
and I didn't
moment you were
have
living, right?
yeah, and at the time I had opportunities for the company to work in Portugal as well,
Hmm.
uh, but for some reason, for some crazy reason, that I was enjoying myself in the Canary Islands because the weather was great.
Hmm.
Um, I'd made many friends there. I decided to stay in the Spanish destinations for the company.
Hmm.
But yeah, I every opportunity I have, I will try. And even now, anything I see for Brazil, I'm interested in. I want to know more.
So that's very interesting because it started with soccer and then, of course, it progressed to other areas.
Yeah.
But as you were digging and finding out things about Brazil, there was nothing shocking for you, like the negative side. You listened to Portuguese, you wanted to learn Portuguese. You saw the music, you wanted to consume the music. That's not so common, I believe, because sometimes you start with something, but
Hmm.
then you realize that not everything about that country is interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Maybe I
definitely, definitely.
like North American basketball, for example, but I don't
Hmm.
like English. It's possible. Not my case, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the same happened to me because I started studying English from a very early age. I was just 10 years old. I started consuming everything from the United States.
sure.
The language was the first thing, but then the code. Sorry, I have to correct myself. The movies were the first thing.
Right.
And because of the movies, I said, "Oh, I want to learn about this country." And then I learned English, and then from English, the culture, the politics, and stuff. Right? And with you, the same. It started from soccer, and it developed to many other areas.
Exactly, exactly.
And
And the
now
food as well. And the food
the
as well.
food. But
Oh,
where did you find the Brazilian food there?
it was very difficult. It's
Hmm.
only since I within the last 2 years I've known about a Brazilian supermarket here in Manchester,
Hmm.
and they import all the products from Brazil.
Okay.
And there's more shops opening now. So there's a Brazilian meat shop here now in Manchester. I can go and buy acai now. Uh,
Man,
I can get
my
the
wife
mixed and
loves açaí, and
oh,
so
it's
do I.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
great, and it's so
But
good because
we have in the format of ice cream, at least in
yeah,
São Paulo, because we are a continental country.
that's
People
right.
from Pará, the north of Brazil, we have the
Yeah,
Amazonas, where the Amazon is located. We have
yeah,
Pará. People consume açaí in the morning as
yeah,
breakfast. That's not the
yeah.
way we do in São Paulo. It's in the ice cream format, and then it goes with condensed milk, with another topping of ice cream, and then banana inside.
Ah, okay.
It's delicious, delicious.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
you can buy that from the market there.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And I enjoy making feijão, so the beans, because it's very similar. Some of the meals are very similar
What
to what
kind? We
I.
have several kinds of beans, man.
Okay, well,
The one consumed in São Paulo, believe me, it's called feijão carioca.
that's what I have, feijão carioca.
Do you know carioca? Do you know the meaning? The
No, but I
word.
hope you can tell me.
I will. I will
Oh,
tell you and the
oh yeah.
viewers. Go ahead.
So it describes a person from the state of Rio. Yeah. So that's what a
You
karaoke is.
passed your first test.
Hey.
There will be many more during the video.
Okay.
Yes, people from
Yeah.
Rio are called cariocas. People from
Yeah.
São Paulo are called paulistas.
Yeah.
So believe me, we are from São Paulo, but we eat feijão carioca. And the people in Rio don't eat feijão carioca.
No,
They call, I think they eat black beans, if I'm not
it's the
mistaken.
black beans. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I have that as well. So I like to have, one day I'll have maybe that.
So it's
The
part of your
feijão
life to
carioca.
cook Brazilian food.
Oh yeah, because I like cooking. Well, my wife is her family are from Jamaica, so
Uh,
my family originate from Pakistan.
okay.
So we have a big mix of cultures,
Ah, this is so
um,
beautiful, man.
and it's very similar.
This is so
Like
beautiful.
the food, the spices, the flavors, everything is very similar. So, um, and I enjoy cooking, so I make all the food that I grew up on. Um,
Amazing.
my wife taught me how to cook the Jamaican food, so I enjoy cooking that. And naturally, I had the interest to cook the food from Brazil. So,
Do you follow
it,
any? First of all, your house is a melting pot today.
oh, definitely.
This is so beautiful, man. So you've been here 6 times before. Every time you come, you spend some 2 weeks, I believe, right? In
It was
general.
in general, yeah. Most of the times it's been 1 week,
Okay.
just a
Mhm,
quick trip.
mhm.
But yeah,
Does your family share this passion right now because of you? This passion to
they have
Brazil.
they have no choice.
Yeah, you said this in the
They have no
beginning.
choice. So we when we were planning on getting married,
Hmm.
I said to my wife, "Okay, I'm happy with whatever you want. My only request is that we each choose one destination where we get married because we didn't want to get married here in England. We wanted
Okay,
to travel and get married because we were used to traveling together. So I met her when
nice.
I worked in the
It was
Spanish island.
symbolic for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I suggested that we get married in Rio, and she suggested Jamaica. Her wish came true.
And of course, you were
But
wise enough to
yeah,
take her up to the offer, right?
yeah. But we had an agreement, which she's been incredible. She's stuck to this agreement every time. So my agreement was okay. Well, I'm happy to get married in Jamaica, but you must understand that when Brazil play football, no matter what time of day or night it is, I will be staying up if it was at nighttime to watch the game. So she knows, she understands. It's my
Amazing,
passion. So
amazing.
yeah, that was incredible. So I can't thank her enough for being supportive with my passion for Brazil. Um, and obviously, as I mentioned earlier on, when we traveled last to Brazil,
Hmm.
although it was a long time ago now, she really enjoyed
Hmm.
Brazil as well. And
Okay.
because she sees my passion now that I'm having Portuguese lessons, uh, she also has started to
Oh
learn
my God,
Portuguese.
this was
And
something I was gonna ask you. You are
yeah,
a Brazilian Portuguese student right now.
that's right. Yeah.
What level are you?
Just still basic. So
Okay.
I spent about 2 months listening to an audio course, and then I decided that I think I would be much better having a lesson face to face with a teacher. So I started lessons. It's just once a week because again I'm limited with my
Yeah,
time.
you're
So
so busy. Yeah.
yeah, so once a week with my teacher Flavia. If she's listening, she's great, and
Hello,
I've
Flavia.
told yeah, well, I've told all my group. So we have a WhatsApp group, all her students. So I've
Mhm.
told them about your great channel as well.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
my pleasure. And yeah, so I have one lesson a week. I think for me, because okay, so I speak English, I speak my parents' languages of
Is
Punjabi.
it Arabic?
Well, no, from Pakistan, it's Punjabi
Okay.
and Urdu. So two, I mean, there's many more languages, but those are the two main ones for
Hmm.
me.
And now
And then
Spanish.
I learned to speak conversational Spanish.
So that is
And
like
then
what, four languages so far? English,
yeah,
the
Urdu,
Pakistani language.
Punjabi, yeah, and then Spanish conversational because
Okay.
I've not really spoken it for a long time, so
Uh-huh.
I have to admit that I do forget
Because
certain
you don't
words,
use it, yeah.
etc. When you're not using it. But learning the Spanish, I think, has helped me to learn the Portuguese faster than what I would have done
Hmm.
if I didn't speak any
Okay.
other language.
Very nice.
I think
They
so.
are pretty similar, right?
Similar in some way, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
But
agree.
the pronunciation, and certain words are completely different. So
Hmm.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time learning.
Hmm.
Um, it's very good to learn something because for me it's always been important to be able to speak to the person of that country in their own language. I think it's a sign of respect,
Oh yeah,
um,
man. I agree.
because I know many people. Because when I worked in Spain, I worked in the travel industry at that time.
Hmm.
So I would deal with all the British people coming on holiday to the Spanish islands, and
Okay.
they would want to go to all the places where everybody spoke English. Very few I met
Hmm.
actually tried to speak Spanish. You know, they just wanted to have England, what they were
Okay.
used to, in that hot destination with
Hmm.
the great weather.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, that wasn't something that I felt
That's a shame,
comfortable
you
with.
know, because with the language
Yeah,
you learn again. Look, I learned about the American movies to fall in love with their language
yeah,
to the point I cannot detach who I am from the
yeah,
English language. It's amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Like my
Definitely.
daughter is bilingual.
I I've heard her on your video when you went
Yeah.
shopping. It was great.
Like we only communicate in the house in English.
Yeah,
She was born listening. So English is her mother tongue as well, even though she was born in Brazil and her father is not American, for
well,
example.
if your daughter was here right now, I would give her a high five because she inspired my son to learn Portuguese.
Are you serious?
So he also, I mean, he's using an app on his phone to start with, but again, it's great because he'll come and tell me. So I've said, "What have you learned today?" And he'll say, "Eu tenho uma casa, eu tenho uma maçã." You know, and he'll
Oh,
say the
nice, very
sentences that
nice.
he's
Uh huh.
learned from there. So it's great, and the hope is that we can all speak Portuguese the next time we come to Brazil.
Wow, very good, man.
Definitely.
What a story. My God, what a video I am recording right now, man. Thank you so much for this. It means a lot, okay? When I decided to speak with my baby from still when my wife was pregnant, she was
Yeah.
6 months pregnant, and I started talking to the baby. And
Yeah.
I received a lot of criticism. Oh, that's
No.
crazy. Why are you gonna do it? Blah blah blah. You're gonna confuse her head. And today she's 6 years old, completely fluent, and it's
Yeah.
incredible. It's incredible what she. Sometimes she uses words that I don't know because she's always on YouTube watching. But man, with the
That's
language, you learn
amazing.
the culture.
Yeah.
You learn the culture. You become a citizen of the world, bigger than only limited to your territorial
Definitely.
lines.
Definitely. 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 It's so important. It's so important. It gives you life skills. Speaking languages helps you make great friendships. That's the important
Oh yeah.
thing.
Oh
But
yeah.
also it opens up the world to you. So
Exactly.
it makes things easier for you to go to another country and be able to live without having to rely on somebody else. And that's very important. It's a very good skill
Allow
to
me
have.
to say another thing. I think I am opening up my heart today. I think you somehow forced me to do that for being such a
Okay.
nice person. I haven't done this, not that the other guys were not, but I think I didn't find the moment to say this.
Okay.
When I went to London, I was 29 years old. I had never been to the United States. I mean, I have never been to the United States. I
Okay.
just tried once and I got my visa turned down because I was too young. I had no job, blah blah blah. So they didn't think I was prepared to go there. I completely understand them. I
Sure.
don't criticize the Americans. If you guys are listening to me, congratulations. If I were you, I would have said no to myself, just so you know. But no hard feelings. But I went to London, man, and when I was going through customs, immigration, it was just me and my best friend. He's a lawyer, so I was doing the talking, because I was already fluent. I've been studying
Sure.
English since I was 10. And I remember the customs agent started asking me 20 questions. And he tried to get me with the questions because he said, "So, how long have you been a lawyer for?" And I said, "I'm not a lawyer, I'm a teacher." And then he came back to the same question a few questions later. And I said, "No,
Yeah.
listen to me, sir. He's the lawyer. I'm the teacher." And then he saw, okay, I'm not going to get this guy.
Mm.
So then he started saying, "But what do you teach exactly?" I said, "English." "Oh, you're an English teacher." So he asked me about the jobs where I taught, blah, 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 why I was on vacation in April, all
Mm.
these normal questions that customs might ask. To make a long story short, in the end, he said, "Where are you going to stay?" And I said, "I'm going to stay I gave the address, and he said, "Oh, you're going to be a block away from the National History Museum," something like this. "Is this the National Gallery in London?"
Possibly, yeah.
It's
Possibly.
in Piccadilly. My memory sucks. South Kensington, I think I was.
Okay. Okay.
And I said, "I don't know. I've never been there." He said, "No, let me give you some suggestions." And then he started talking to me as a friend.
Hmm.
That moment, I said, "Okay, he's giving me permission to go into the country." And then he said, "Visit this, visit there." And then he said, in the end, he gave me the paper and he said, "Congratulations. You're going to do really fine in my country."
Wow.
My friend had traveled to many countries before, even England.
Hmm.
It was my first time. I cried. I waited to pass the guys and I shed some tears. And my
Yeah.
friend looked at me and said, "You're crying." I said, "Yes. You don't know what it means to me because I came from a poor family.
Yeah.
The English that I speak is a result of
Definitely. And
all my
your
efforts,
English is incredible.
and my father
Yeah.
paying for my course.
Mm.
So it means a lot when you get a British authority saying, 'Welcome to my country.'"
Yeah.
I cried, man. And I
You're
remember
always welcome. You're always welcome. Come over.
I loved England. I
Yeah.
loved. Uh, this is another thing we can talk some other time. But I
Sure.
remember I was crossing Hyde Park, and something startled me because it was a Wednesday. I was looking around and see people fetching a ball for the dog,
Mm.
people reading books, and I said, "Wow." I came from Brazil, people talking about crisis because it was 2009. Obama was intervening in the economy to save the
Hmm.
banks in the United States.
Yeah.
And then I said, if I want to be part of the world, I need to speak English. And this is
Yeah.
what I tell my students today. If you want to be part of the world, you need to speak English. Either you
Yeah.
like it or not. And then when my wife said, "I'm pregnant," I said, "She needs to speak English."
Yeah, and what a great decision. I mean, absolutely incredible. I mean, you did the best thing for your daughter there. It's really good, really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I don't regret a single day, to
No.
be honest. But look, guys, do you want to hear this nice guy speaking Portuguese a little? Take a look at an extract that I have gotten from his channel on his first video speaking Portuguese. You are reviewing a game from Flamengo, is that true? This is
That's
the images
correct.
we're going to see.
That's correct. Yeah.
So, with you, my friend Tony speaking my beautiful Portuguese.
E aí, galera, tudo bem? Hoje estou de volta com mais um vídeo. Hoje tem Flamengo contra Palmeiras na Supercopa do Brasil. Você sabe que Palmeiras não tem Mundial. Quantas chances? Felipe Luiz e gol! Gol do Flamengo! É Gabigol! Pé esquerda. Ele marcou o gol. Monstro para Flamengo.
Wow, man. Wow. I love the video. Congratulations. Really cool.
Thank you. Thank
do,
you.
Do you feel confident now to have a conversation in Portuguese? Not now. I mean, with people. When you know some, you don't feel confident.
No, but I think as an individual, you can be very hard on yourself. You know, you want to push yourself to do better. So I can understand a lot if someone was to speak to me in Portuguese. I can understand quite a lot. Not everything, because it's still very early in my
in your journey, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I think for me, if I plan when I'm doing the videos there, if I plan what I'm going to say and I have in my mind what I'm going to say, then it's easier.
I was gonna ask you this about this video we have just seen.
Yeah.
What was it like for you to record in Portuguese? Because you said you're still not confident about using it.
I think it's different when you're recording because you're there by yourself. So there's no pressure for me to, even though I'm recording, it's not the same pressure as if you're actually having a conversation with somebody, because when you're having a conversation with somebody, you're having to listen really carefully to every word that's
maybe
being
read
said.
lips.
Yeah, and then you have to really concentrate. Make sure you don't miss words, and the pronunciation can be quite difficult. Some videos I'm listening to on YouTube, because I do listen to a lot of YouTube channels, that are from say other Flamenguistas. Some speak and I can understand, some speak really fast, and then obviously as well, just like here in Brazil, there's different accents as well. So it's harder for me to pick everything up. But if they have subtitles, then I can look at those subtitles and I can read them and understand. That's easy. But when I'm recording myself, it's not the same pressure. There is, of course, pressure, but it's completely different. So
was this video unscripted, or it was scripted? This one
that was part of it was scripted, and I had certain phrases ready in case I forgot, because I was thinking I don't want to sit there and just be silent in case I forget something. So I did have some words ready just to remind me. So like one word just to remind me, okay, and then I could add on to that word to say a few things. But I just thought it was important to make the video in Portuguese, because before I was making Portuguese subtitles using Google Translate, which is completely wrong.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's terrible.
Machines are not ready to give translations.
Not yet. Right? So so that was another reason why I wanted to learn the Portuguese, and I started taking the lessons
Mhm.
because I just thought this is, and out of so I have 1,090
Subscribers,
subscribers to my
yeah.
channel.
Uh-huh.
Uh, 98% of those are from Brazil, and even though I was making videos in
It doesn't
English,
surprise me.
yeah, even though I'm making videos in English with the Portuguese subtitles,
Mhm.
I'm not happy with that. I want to speak Portuguese
Okay.
so everybody understands me. And then I can put English subtitles on for the other small percent that are from England.
How long have you had the
um,
channel for?
um, I I think it's coming up to 2 years, maybe.
Okay, probably this. Yeah, basically the same time that I have mine.
Yeah, yeah,
Two
it's just
years.
coming up to about 2 years, and I've had so there was another Flamengo channel that he makes some great content. So he made a video on the reaction to the Copa Libertadores win in 2019
Okay.
against River Plate,
Okay.
and he made contact with me because he wanted to know about my interest in flamenco and where how it all began. So I made a small video clip that he added into
Inserted.
his video on his
Wow,
channel.
that's
Yeah,
this is the beauty of
it was
YouTube, you
great.
know, as we
Oh,
were
definitely.
discussing before. Like you make a community,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're talking to people from all over. This is amazing. Let me ask you, how do you follow? Oh, by the way, let me tell you, people, if you are following this video, of course, through YouTube, you can see his channel right here, somewhere up here. Okay, Tony's channel. Just go there, subscribe. You're gonna like it. It's really interesting, especially if you like soccer. If you are following this through the podcast, because I'm also producing the podcast at the moment, what is the name of the channel, please?
It's Flamengo Flanachico.
Flamengo Fanático. So you can find
Flamengo
Toni
Flanachico.
Moreno there. Also, I ask you subscribe to his channel and help us grow inside the YouTube community. Man, thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to
Thank you,
say
Mark.
something else. Do you have a message for the Brazilians? Because I also have followers from Brazil who like to practice English. So, what would you like to say to this nation right now?
Wow, there's so much I would like to say, but I need to keep it short. So I would just like to
Take
say
your time,
that
man. Take your time.
um, I absolutely love Brazil. Everything involved in Brazil, I try and consume as often as I possibly can. And I think I can only comment on the people that I've met in Brazil through my travels and through
Hmm.
social media. And everybody has been incredible, so friendly, so warm, so helpful. And that's something that I strive to be every day of my life as well. So
Hmm.
to meet other people that are very similar to me, I think I think is incredible. So I just love everything about Brazil, and I've mentioned to you before and so on WhatsApp that if I could move to Brazil tomorrow, I would be there.
Do you have plans to do so in the future?
who knows? Who knows?
Maybe just have a
It's very difficult.
house that you could come from
Yeah,
time to time.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I'd like to stay in Brazil where it's nice weather because you asked me what I know about the south of Brazil, and
Yeah,
I know the weather is colder there, so
yeah.
it's very similar to Manchester. Here we have a very warm day today. It's 12 degrees,
Mm.
so which
I
will be
look. I
cold for
can't
you.
imagine this. I can't imagine
Yeah,
because look, we are in the fall here right now, and it's a clear
sure.
blue sky with a
Yeah,
warm. I think you can see the sun right here,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
reflex. the
Yeah,
sunlight. So
yeah.
yeah, I can imagine.
Well,
So
it's warm here, a clear blue sky, but it's 12 degrees. So la- last week we had sunshine and snow at the same time.
mhm.
So I took a video of that and shared it with my Portuguese students, you
Mhm.
know, in our WhatsApp group because it was crazy. But there you go.
So
But yeah, thank you so much.
my pleasure. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Stay with me until I finish this, until I wrap
Okay.
everything up. Guys, thank you so much for watching one more video, for listening to one more podcast episode. If you have listened to the podcast and you would like to see our handsome faces, just go back to YouTube and you can see us speak and listen to the same audio again. Guys, we also have an Instagram account. It's appearing right here. Or if you're on the podcast, it's on the comments. Also, we have Facebook account, a community on Telegram where we talk about Brazil. The name is Brazil Unsubtitled. Tips from Brazil. Just go there. I have to confess, I haven't been able to post many things because of the busy days I've been having, but this is going to change. And also, Tony's Instagram is here again, and the YouTube for if you have missed it. One more time for you to go there and register and subscribe. Sorry. Thank you very much, Tony. What a pleasure it's been.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's been incredible, really enjoyable experience.
So, guys, see you next time. Bye bye.